Well, we have a forum, so we can start.
All right. So,
Is the camera on?
The camera is on.
does anybody have questions regarding the meeting minutes from last?
Motion to approve minutes for last meeting.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor? Right. Approved. And then we'll close it. All right. We are going to be going into closed session, so do I need to?
Yes. Here you are.
We just approved that. Yeah.
So which one is it? Is that?
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. 13.
Okay. All right. This meeting will be closed under general provisions, Article 3-3 through 5, only 3, to consider the acquisition of real estate property for public purpose and matters directly related thereto. And number 13, to comply with the specific constitutional, statutory, or judicially imposed requirement that prevents public disclosures about a particular proceeding or matter.
So you motion.
Oh, yes.
Anyone want a second motion?
Oh, I second.
Motion. All in favor? All right, we're in closed session, and then do you need to turn that?
Yes.
Okay, we're back in open session. And so what we have is, the date was originally October 24th to meet with the county executive, but we were able to have it moved up to October 17th. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding this?
Your time?
6 o'clock p.m., I apologize.
Yeah, normal time.
Normal time, and that is a Wednesday.
That George Howard room, or to be determined.
I booked a room in the George Howard building just to have a space. If there's some place in Elkridge you want to meet, we can make that happen.
So, yeah, I mean, I think if possible, it would be good to try to do it in Elkridge because there's a candidate forum that same evening at Elkridge Elementary at 6:30.
This is the 24th.
No,
No,
the
the
17th.
17th.
Yeah, we moved it up to the 17th.
So if it's possible to do it in Elkridge, then that would enable people to go, you know, when we finish our meeting, to then go there.
What time is the candidate forum?
6:30. I
Okay.
mean, so we may not get there right on time, I don't know. I guess that's the other question is, what exactly are we going to do with this meeting? Is it just, you
And is it
know,
okay?
good evening, here you go? Or are we going to walk through it and
How
And
much
it's
time
a-
is he blocking at his calendar?
I
Should ask the question.
I sold all my children, all my future children, and did block off a whole 2 hours
wow.
from 6 to 8.
Whoa.
And is
That's a lot of kids.
this
Where is it?
open, or is there a portion of this that is closed, or
Well,
without?
Considering the county executive intends to publish this document
Right.
as soon as he receives it, I would imagine it could be an open session.
Because I also think that's important for the community. So if it were here, in addition to the forum, I think that would enable community participation, or at least observation.
Do we have to do the 17th, or can we go back to the 24th?
The 24th has already been filled.
That's not. I got it earlier.
This is as early as we could get it,
And it was 6 o'clock, you said?
6 to 8.
Maybe. It's fine.
I think, you know, if we start at 6, I don't think it could take that long. It's not that big of a document. If you want, I have never done one of these before, so I don't know if we walk him through it or we just officially present it to him, whether if he's going to make it public immediately, are there copies for the public too, if they want, how does this work?
And
Yeah, we would put it online. By magic.
After the presentation.
Right, so the presentation of the report, I understand why that needs to be open. I personally would appreciate the time to speak with him in closed session.
Like a candid conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's some of the
That's my
acquisition
individual
issues and
opinion,
stuff
I'm
like
not,
that. Yeah,
I'm not, I just don't want to extend beyond anything that I shouldn't be discussing in an open forum. So if he is willing to do that and we have his time for 2 hours, I think we should maximize his time. That's my personal opinion, but if others disagree, then I understand the conflicting issues with the forum, but that's just my personal opinion.
yeah, I mean, it does seem like if we're going to talk about some of the issues about the complexity of acquisition,
Correct.
those are things that need to be discussed in closed session.
Yes. Personal considerations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But I want the community to be, even though the double booking is unfortunate, but I want the community to be able to be there for the majority of it. I just think there are certain things that I would like to say that I can't say.
So, I'm going to propose, and you can check into this, Andrew, that we begin, an open session with, the official presentation, and then if there's copies, if it's made public immediately, that there's copies available for the public to have. And then we would go into closed session, so the task force members could conference and kind of go through our thought process, how we came up with the rubric. We're not going into the nitty-gritty details, but why we chose one, because looking at this document, you're like, oh yeah, that's great, but there's more to the work that we put in and the thought and the process, and kind of condense that down.
Maybe it'd be wise for you to just ask him or Gary Cook's advice on the best way of flowing it,
Yeah.
because there's no reason he wouldn't get the report a few days in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have already read it,
Mm-hmm.
and so there could be a pre-public session that's closed
Mm-hmm.
that gives him the story, and then there's the public part where the
And that's fine.
whatever is the
Yeah,
proper
however,
political
yeah.
protocol.
Yeah, we don't know,
So
so,
we
yeah.
would start at 6 closed?
Whatever the proper,
Discussion.
whatever the proper
Right,
political
yeah.
protocol
We
would
don't
be.
know.
I don't
That
care.
would make it easier for people to escape to go over to the candidate forum if they need to in the closed sessions. I think.
So, well, let's find out, Andrew can ask these questions for us, and,
Yeah, I don't personally care when or how that happens. I care very much that it does happen, personally.
One of the questions I have is what would be accomplished in the public section of this session? I mean, what do you all imagine?
It'd be a 10-minute thing where the county executive gets a report.
Mm-hmm.
Give a 10-minute summary, and people can listen to 10 minutes of comments and then they leave.
right, it wouldn't be,
Because he's already read it, and
Yeah.
He'll say, thank you, Mr. and Miss Task Force, and y'all have a nice day. Unless you guys want punch and cookies.
yeah.
Well, and
Food.
I mean, that's the question is how, the process of that presentation, who should lead it, the format, whatever it is, it's fine. I mean, I just don't know. I would like us to know in advance so we can prepare who will do that.
Who does the official giving?
Yeah, or speaking. I mean, I would like to walk through the points and present them like professionally, right? So if there's someone that needs to do that, it would be nice if they knew in advance. And
Well, I would imagine that should be the chair.
I would imagine so, but I just wanted to.
All in favor?
I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's something for you all to decide, how you want this ceremony to go.
Well, is he going to get it every day in advance so that he will come prepared to not read it on the fly and not have a chance to thought about it, but come in with knowledge of already what's in it. And that will, I think, facilitate the conversation better rather than having to flip through it while he's, you know what I mean?
I imagine that would be the case.
So at what point, how many days in advance could he get it so that he comes knowing, having read it, knowing what's in it?
Well, I think once Andrew makes the edits, since we've approved this as the final, and once you make the edits, you can give them.
Right, so it's as much time as Andrew has to do the edits. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be fair to say I would be handing him a copy on your behalf by the end of the week.
He has plenty of time to review them.
He'll have at least a week to read it. And come prepared for a candid conversation on the 17th.
So if we could have it here at the library, if we could get everyone here, I'd like to do that versus the George Howard building, so we can ease people from this task force or anybody in the community who wants to come to people who wants to attend the thing.
And I assume this is not the case just based on the format, and I know it would be difficult, but I just want to ask that there's no opportunity during that public session for community feedback or questions. That would be done at a later time.
Yeah, I mean, once this, well, first, that is a decision for this group to make.
Okay.
How they want to format, again, how they want to format that public moment of our session. And then, again, once the report is made public, and anyone can email the county executive or call his office to share their opinion.
I mean, do you have ideas on that? 10-minute presentation with no comments, and then later online, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think if that.
Sure. I mean, I get the pros and cons, I'm just, I want to
What's that? Once we've given him the report, we're done. So
Right.
any comments should come to him, not to us.
Sure. No, I don't mean us. I mean, he'll be here, so I mean to him. And do we want to give the public the opportunity to have that time, or do we think that that would be more efficient and effective to do?
But
in
they
another
will have
format?
just gotten the report.
Yes,
Right.
so they really
So
want
I'm
to
sure
know
they wouldn't
questions.
have had time to flesh out
Right.
meaningful questions.
Sure. I mean, just to play the devil's advocate, I think the community understands the current situation. So I think they would be prepared. But I'm just trying to articulate the other. But we can make the decision to not, to have that done later.
I think later, because
Okay.
if we do it that night, I think it turns into a way longer discussion than we're looking for.
Well, it's also hard that if you're, a community member who's just, necessarily picking this up and to make educated questions, comments, discussion, and then this could be something that after reviewing it, they can come back to the county executive's office and submit there. The task force website will be up, I'm sure, for a while, so they can submit them through there, so.
So, Andrew, again, just sort of process-wise, is this, today's the last day that the committee is making any kind of decisions. So like this meeting, is it an official meeting of the task force that's needs a quorum and has an agenda and all of that, or is it more just a meeting with the county executive that's open to the public?
I would imagine it should follow the protocol.
Okay.
You are all meeting as a group, with a quorum's worth of people, to discuss business of the task force.
I'm just wondering specifically about quorum, just because for some people, they just heard tonight that it was on the 17th, and so we may not have a quorum of people who are available on the 17th, and does that mean that we can't meet, or it would seem to me that we could still
They can meet, but you just don't vote on anything.
Right, and we're not gonna vote on anything anyway, it's, because it's really just handing the report, going through it.
Well, the only thing you would vote on would be to enter and leave closed session.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
We need to go to a closed session, is that?
Well, that's like Becky was talking about to discuss with the county executive, kind of the details, thought processes,
Gotcha.
thinking about the private setting.
And it's possible that without this committee, if 2 or 3 of you actually care about that topic, then
Set up a
2 or 3 of you
separate
set up a meeting, you know?
Mhm.
It's not that the task force needs to be moved.
Yeah, I kind of want it like more timely than that.
Or we
Personally?
just try to assure that there'll be enough people here to.
Right, so I'm more committed to this than I am to that forum. I feel like I've had enough interaction with my candidates personally that I don't need to worry about that. So I would make the commitment to stay in closed session, but I understand why others would not be able to.
So who in this group feels that they would, just so we can kind of get, who in this group feels that they could stay for a closed session?
On the 17th, I will.
On the 17th. Well, we only have 2 hours of this time, so 6 to 8.
Me too.
So I can if I'm needed for quorum, but if not, then I would prefer to go help with it.
Robert, can you?
I think maybe, I don't think we need 2 hours.
I don't think we
No,
need
no,
it,
no,
we're
I
just
agree.
saying.
We need a commitment to say that we can if it ends
Yeah,
up being.
I'll make it, I'll plan on being there.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like we have enough people for a commitment for the 17th for quorum. So let's just plan on doing that, and then you can check with Gary about what we, or what office law, about what we talked about going into closed session and this being official.
And him receiving copies.
And him receiving copies of it. All right, are there any other questions, comments? Our last official. what was the last official?
Penultimate.
What day is the 17th?
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, one second. Well, Andrew, thank you for
Yes.
all your help every night.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Sandy, thank you for your help.
Yeah, Sandy, great job as chair.
All right, so I'd like to make the motion. Is there any other questions or comments before we adjourn? No? All right. Motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor? All right.